Hello everyone, welcome to Magic the Gathering Premodern set reviews. We have reached the 7th and 9th set of Visions and Weatherlight. In between 5th edition, which is negligible, this set is made up of reprints. 1997, 167 cards each, and I have a good feeling this will be a pretty good one with great artworks, nostalgic card and plenty of playable cards. Once more, we have some bands, tutors, a Goblin Recruiter. The problem with this card is that it can search for any number of goblins. This wouldn't be banned if it were put one goblin on top, so we have to use Goblin Matron instead, which is CMC 3, for an effect that should have been CMC 2. And clearly, Vampiric Tutor, just too good. So I think these two bands aren't up for debate. The new cycle of lands, the Lair lands, brings a new mechanic to the game. You have a land that produces 2 mana at once, but it enters the battlefield tapped and you have to bounce an untapped land to your hand. With Wasteland and all of the land destruction we have in Premodern, these lands are irrelevant. Perhaps they're good in limited formats, which are now out of date. So after the big boy, Akujin, Anvil of Bogardan is the first card that caught my attention. Players have no hand size, plus they both have to draw 1, discard 1 in their upkeep. This is basically a twisted mix of Library of Lang and Howling Mine. All in all, a card you might overlook because it doesn't see play. However, I found out Anvil of Bogardan spiked in 2022 and early in 2025, so this year. And it is still quite expensive in the States, not quite as much in Europe, which should be a signal. It depends on commander. So if you have it sitting somewhere in a binder, you now know it's worth something. Premodern, no, not even in Stasis. Next, Chronotog. This is a card for Stasis, sideboard card, 1 copy, honorable mention. City of Solitude. This card sees play in Enchantress and combo decks in general, like Pattern of Rebirth, Devourer Tinkerfling, Greater Good combo, Pyrostatic Oath, so impact is somewhat limited, but at the same time, City of Solitude has plummeted from 2022 prices, so there's a good reason for getting a few copies. If you're playing a green deck, this is likely to be better than Defense Grid. Creeping Mold, a flexible land destruction spell, not worth the extra mana, perhaps a sideboard card for Ponza decks. Crypt Rats, Pauper card. Desertion, very nostalgic card. First counter magic that steals stuff. 5 mana, just too much for Premodern. Desolation, for now this card doesn't see play and it has dropped in price. However, I feel like there is some untapped potential with this card, very powerful and unique effect. Elephant Grass is commonly used in Enchantress decks, affordable card, Ephemerate Enchantress. This card spiked in late 2023. Usage, all I found is 1 Oratok deck, nice combo with Rancor, and just 1 appearance in the sideboard of an Enchantress deck. Then we have Fireblast. This is a staple for Mono-Red Sly. Fireblast is a card that enables quick victories by turn 4. Red-Green Zoo can only use 1 or 2 copies because it doesn't play as many mountains. So impact is somewhat limited, but this card is cheap and it's very important, so I would buy this when the occasion arises. Forbidden Ritual doesn't see play right now and it has dropped in price. Theoretically, you might want to use it right before Kyrvex Spite, but there are better combos with 2 cards. Foreshadow, this is one of the 2 cards of the set, meant as a counterplay for tutors. It doesn't see play. Funeral Charm, this is quite common in Pit Rack decks. The good part is that it can trade for either a card in your opponent's hand or 1 toughness creatures, just like Goblin Lackey, Priest of Titania. The bad part is that, as a discard spell, you're leaving the choice to your opponent. To me, it feels dispensable, but it's cheap. It's an okay buy. Griffin Canyon can be used in a dedicated rogue combo deck. You animate it, change its type to Griffin so it can become infinite, give +1/+1 to itself, and tap it. Yeah, repeat this, and clearly this combo is just too clunky, you need to find a way to make it evasive. Next, Helm of Awakening. This is used in mono blue storm decks. Price is low right now. Honorable mention. Honorable Passage. Honorable mention. Very honorable. Impulse is widely used in blue decks. Stifle Knot, combo decks other than Replenish, even Standstill. So, wide impact, cheap card, I like it. Next, Carvex Spite. Sees play as a finisher in mono black decks, whether it's zombies or clerics, so usage is very restricted, just one copy, possibly two. However, price is low right now, so I leave that up to you. Man of War is a gold bordered card from years 1997 and 1998. This card was very successful. It sees play in survival decks, especially Aluren, extremely cheap, there are multiple reprints, so it's easy to get this card. Natural Order will fetch any green creature and put it in play directly. So it sees play in the rock, perhaps in the sideboard, possibly in elves and survival opposition decks, targets. You want to go get big stuff like Multani, Phantom Nishoba, Verdant Force, the Ranged Hermit, Blastoderm, possibly not Collector. Impact is limited due to the restriction green creatures only. Awful reprints start from €10. I would buy these only if I have a specific interest. Necromancy CMC3 reanimate spell, just a heads up, and this card is quite expensive for what it brings to the table. Next, Necrotal, outclassed by CMC3 Bone Shredder. Next, Pygmy Hippo doesn't see much play. Scented Swarm is widely preferred. Quicksand is sometimes used in mono blue tide control decks, just a couple of copies. Quirion Ranger is a must-use full playset in Elves, reprinted in Modern Horizon 2. Relentless Assault, Commander card. Next, Retribution of the Meek. This card doesn't see play, maybe is a sideboard card in mono white Weenie decks. Next, River Boa, commonly used in zoo decks. Sense of Time, this card was banned in Extended back in the days, simply because it enables the generate combo loops with Winter Orb, Stasis and Time Vault, allowing players to lock opponents out of the game while exploiting untapped triggers. Shrieking Drake is rarely used in Aluren decks, so you can repeat whatever enter the battlefield effect. You may add Pandemonium or Soul Warden in order to form a 3-card combo. Then Simoon, this is a one-sided board sweeper which deals just 1 damage to every creature your opponent controls. It sees play in Zoo and Terrageddon. This is a cheap card. Why not? Squandered Resources has spiked recently, it's a €50 card. Reserved list card, once used with Prosperity, Cadaverous Bloom and Drain Life, it's now used in Commander. Premodern, not as much, this card doesn't see play. Summer Bloom, unique effect, it sees play in lands, which is a rogue deck. Teferi's Puzzle Box is not used in Premodern, nice combo with Narset. Teferi's Realm has a cool synergy with Parallax cards, but that's not enough. Tithe can be used in mono white Weenie. Tremor is outshined by Pyroclasm. And Octabi Orangutan, very cheap card, sees play in Survival of the Fittest decks. Just get this card for a few cents when the occasion comes your way. Undiscovered Paradise sees play in decks that play multiple colors and use spells with low casting mana cost, just like Tireless Tribe and Aluren. Undo can sometimes be used as a sideboard card. Vision Charm, part of the Stifle Knot combo deck. This is a deck-specific card, so if you don't own Phyrexian Dreadnought and you don't plan on buying it, there's no point in buying this card. On the other hand, price is very low and Vision Charm was never reprinted. So maybe you can get a full playset for good measure. Wand of Denial. This is another answer to tutors. In conclusion, many of the cards from this set have been dropping in price lately, so you might want to take another look at the spoiler of Visions, especially collectors. Next we have Weatherlight. Lands, Scorched Ruins, Lotus Vale and Winding Canyons are meant for other formats. So we start things off with Abeyance. This is a typical card meant for combo decks, so you can combo off without interference. Compared to Orim's Chant, Abeyance stops activations too, things like Tormod's Script, Withered Dredge or Seal of Cleansing. Impact is still limited, this card is used in combo decks, mostly as a sideboard card. There are only 4 print runs, including gold bordered cards, which are quite cheap right now. Ancestral Knowledge, card selection, but at the same time you don't get to draw a card immediately. This is used in Commander more than Premodern. Argivian Find has plummeted in price. This is a card for other formats. Aura of Silence is a very good sideboard card. I'm ranking this as a 9 because it's a one-sided, powerful effect, and you may just sacrifice this card in order to disenchant something. Aura of Silence really stops certain decks just like Enchantress, Ill-Gotten Gains, Devourer Combo, Stifle Knot, Phyrexian Dreadnought will cost 3 mana, Replenish will not hardcast its stuff. If you have easy access to double white, this is a great sideboard card. Price is reasonable, I got my full playset, 10th edition for 6 or 7 euros total. Anyway, recommended card. Briar Shield is a playable card for mono green Stompy, honorable mention. Buried Alive. This card is meant for Bladewing Reanimator decks. Disrupt is rarely used as a sideboard card. Doomsday is the namesake card of the Doomsday deck. Ertai's Familiar is used in pseudo dredge rogue decks. Firestorm is sometimes used in Zombie Infestation and Reanimator decks, even better if red-oriented, like Bladewing Reanimator. Just Blessing is the countermeasure for one of the 2 win conditions used by Tinkerfin Combo and Storm decks. This is a cheap, inexpensive sideboard card that sometimes sees play in the main deck, so it's definitely part of your Premodern arsenal. Gemstone Mine is used by multicolored decks, Terrageddon or combo decks that need rainbow mana at the ready. From the very beginning, a full English breakfast or Tinkerfling. Next, Mana Web can see play in monocolored decks. Mindstone is consistently used in monocolored decks, and Phyrexian Devourer Tinkerfling. Null Rod stops plenty of cards. Most important is Phyrexian Devourer, followed by Tormod's Script and Phyrexian Furnace, protecting your graveyard. Powder Keg, Mox Diamond, Lionside Diamond. Null Rod often competes with Cursed Totem for a sideboard slot, but depending on your deck, one is better than the other. Null Rod doesn't stop Angry Hermit and Elves, Cursed Totem doesn't stop Graveyard Hate. So this is a very important tool for your sideboard, but unfortunately it's quite expensive. Orchis Settlers destroy multiple lands at once, and it's particularly effective if you have an active Anger in your graveyard. So this is a nice single copy for survival decks. Peacekeeper sees play as a sideboard card in survival decks, Reanimator, Dissolution and Daluren. Impact is limited, but price is quite low right now, so you may get a couple copies. Phyrexian Furnace is a common sideboard card against graveyard strategies. Tormod's Script competes for the same role. Furnace can be main decked. Worst case scenario, you can cycle it. So this is a card you need to own, just a couple of copies. Rogue Elephant is a classic mono-green Stompy creature. Serenity can answer Enchantress decks even when Sterling Grove is in play. The difference with Tranquil Domain is that Serenity can be fetched with Enlightened Tutor and it deals with artifacts as well. On the flip side, it's not effective immediately and it can be destroyed. Anyway, this is a very good sideboard card for white, especially black-white. I think it's a good idea to get one copy. Spinning Darkness, cool sideboard removal, it's sometimes used in the main deck too. It helps against Sly. Usually multi-colored black decks have other options, so Spinning Darkness is mostly used in mono black. Strands of Night can reanimate stuff multiple times. It doesn't see play, mostly because it's too slow, but I think it's worth signaling. Teferi's Veil doesn't see play. Theoretically it works nicely with Sneak Attack or simply Ball Lightning, Skitzik, and Blistering Firecat, but these creatures are too frail anyway. Tranquil Grove can destroy enchantments multiple times. Veteran Explorer can see play in combo decks like Full English Breakfast along with Phyrexian Tower. In conclusion, Visions and Weatherlight are sets that include cards that were never reprinted. We saw some playable cards, but the best is yet to come. Thanks for watching and see you soon.